Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today, wow, you really cannot like see my eyes at all. Let me see. No, let me just pull you closer. Okay. It is what it is. If I don't put on the glasses, I literally cannot see 2 feet in front of me. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Season 6, Episode 1 of Happily Ever After. And honestly, I don't remember, or I forgot that they had this many seasons of Happily Ever After. 6 seasons. I don't even remember who was on last season. I guess Kalani and Asuelu. Is that when the whole fight happened? Was it on Happily Ever After? I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off track. So, Happily Ever After, Season 6, Episode 1, called Be Careful What You Wish For. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couples, I think. But I also know that Jovi and Yara are also going to be on this season, so I'm not exactly sure, when they are going to bring them in. So, yeah. I have recapped 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. There is a playlist on my channel. Be sure to check that out. And if you want to hear a recap, hear my thoughts on Episode 1 of Happily Ever After, then keep on watching. Also make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, keep watching. Okay, so first couple we have our first couple, Angela and Michael. Angela and Michael got married in Nigeria. I think they were on before the 90 days, but they got married in Nigeria because Michael's K1 visa was not approved. So Angela is going to try to do the spousal visa instead. I'm not exactly sure what that visa is called. Spousal visa. Anyway, so when we catch up with Angela and Michael, Angela is living with her 6 grandkids and her daughter Skyla. If you forget, Angela is 54, Michael's 32. It has actually been 7 months since she has seen Michael. When they had gotten married, she was supposed to be over there for an extended period of time, but she had to come back over because her mom fell ill. Her mom was always ill, but her mom's condition worsened, so she flew back home, and she said within a week her mom had actually passed away. I keep saying I'm so sorry. If you know anything about, it's a filler because I'm trying to gather my thoughts. I'll try to stop. Let's see. So Angela wants to get gastric bypass or the gastric sleeve surgery. I think there's a difference between the two, but she wants the sleeve surgery. As I'm trying to not say the way she presented it to Michael was that she wanted to get it so she can look sexier and younger because of the age difference, but then the way that she presented it in the confessional was that she wanted to be able to stick around in the long term as long as she could. She realized that she's gaining weight and she's taking care of her 6 grandkids, and that's a lot to put on one person, and she really wants to be around for the long term. And obviously if her weight keeps gaining, things of that nature, she's cutting her life expectancy, I guess is the way that she put it. So she wanted to get the gastric sleeve because she said other things are not working, so this is a last resort type of situation. Michael does not want Angela to get this surgery. He's very adamant about that. His thing is that Yeah, his thing is that he doesn't want her to get the surgery. Plain and simple. If you know Angela, you know that she heard it, but she's not listening. So she's going to do what she wants to do. And I agree that if it's for health benefits, if it's for health benefits, then totally understand it. You know, she has to do what she has to do to help take care of her grandkids. And in one part, she has a beautiful backyard, and she's running around with her grandkids doing laps and things like that. And then they have all of her grandkids come together and they start telling all of her business. They start telling that she's eating cake and cupcakes and donuts and ice cream and whatever. They're each going on and on and on about what she's eating. I just found that so cute and hilarious. She has a beautiful, beautiful grandkids. So they actually did a scene where Michael is holding his, I think it's his niece's baby. And so him and his aunt, I believe, have a sit-down conversation. And the aunt kind of reiterates the fact that Michael should not have married Angela. She does not hold back. She said that Angela should have used the money to go towards a surrogate. If you know that Michael is adamant about having a baby with Angela and he really wants that process, but at 54, Angela has gone through the process and it's revealed that she doesn't have any more eggs, so that can't exactly happen. So the aunt believed that she should have used the money for a surrogate. And Michael seems to be, you know, taking this conversation to heart. The aunt even goes to say that he should marry a Nigerian. He should have married a Nigerian woman. Michael had a long time to change his mind and marry someone else. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were together for a while. And the reason that I say that Michael took this all to heart, because in the next scene he says that if Angela can't give him a baby, he is ready to consider divorce. So, yeah. They kind of saw it that, I guess the way that they were presenting it is that only a certain class of people kind of have this type of surgery, so she must be spending a lot of money on the surgery. I saw in a couple of Instagram comments people saying that insurance would pay for the money, so she might not have to tote out as much money as normal. But yeah. So one of the reasons that Michael is actually worried about Angela having the surgery is because he is worried that she is going to leave him for someone else. He kind of looks at it as she's trying to look younger, she's trying to get sexier, so the only logical reason is because she wants to leave him. And do you agree with that? Is that, I guess that's a valid point. You know, he's not anywhere near there. Who's going to take care of her after the surgery? Because usually in situations like this, I'm thinking of my 600-pound life, the doctor will say that someone has to be around to help take care of you, you know, after the surgery. And I'm wondering who's going to help Angela. But my question also is, do you think that Angela should consider Michael's feelings? He's very adamant about her not having the surgery. I mean, the plane ticket's booked. It sounds like the surgery's done. So, you know, she's going there. Also, Angela is not following the rules given to her by the doctor. The doctor told her to stop smoking because it can lead to her, I think they said her incision not closing. They also told her to be on a liquid diet, and when she's on the phone with them, she said, well, I was really hungry and I had some eggs. And I was like, oh, okay, you had some eggs. That's not bad. And then she goes, eggs, grits, and sausage. She's like, Angela, no. When it comes to these types of surgeries, it's very important to follow doctor's orders. I know that they're annoying, but it's very important. So we're gonna kind of see this whole process of her losing weight. You can already see the effects of it because I don't know if they were trying to be slick, but they have her in the confessional obviously at different times. You know, she's wearing one thing. In another confessional, she's wearing the blue lacy top. And then they put her in the blue lacy top again, but she's like lost weight. So I was a little confused. Were they trying to trick us or something? I don't really know. But from the pictures I've seen, because I think she did a photo shoot. I don't know if she was on a magazine, but I definitely know she did a photo shoot and she looked amazing. So good on her for taking that step that was necessary for her and her family. Next, Mike and Natalie are back, and they're not much better than they were. I mean, I guess than the tell-all. I'll say they are not much better off than the tell-all. At the end of the 90-day series in general, they got married, so it was kumbaya, and then now we're kind of seeing the after effects. So I don't remember this, but Mike and Natalie met because they are godparents to a baby. Like, they met through their best friends. Did I miss that? I must have missed it on their introduction into the 90-Day Fiancé universe because I completely forgot about that. And they've been married for, I believe, 6 months. And Mike is still not wearing a wedding ring. He has an excuse. He said that because of work, he can't. They do have silicone bands now, which are a little bit more forgiving when it comes to possible workplace injuries, I think. Also, I Googled it, and Mike is a branch manager for Whitecap, and I believe they sell, like, power tools and equipment. So I guess that makes sense that he can't wear it at work, but she really wants him to. She says that she wants Mike to appear committed as she is. So I guess the first step is wearing a wedding band, which I get it. But also I'm thinking of the fact that she thought that he was cheating on her, so she definitely would want him to wear a ring. So, yeah, wear the ring, Mike. Even if it's a silicone thing, wear the ring. So they kind of come to a mutual decision that they are going to, she says that she's insecure that he doesn't wear a ring. They kind of come to the decision that they need to make efforts on both sides, which that's what marriage is. You know, it can't just be one person putting in all the work. It's never going to work. So hopefully they are able to figure that out. They did end up going to, what kind of shop would you call that? It was called like Stargazing, and it had incense and I don't want to say lotions and potions, but sort of lotions and potions, I think. And she ended up getting him like a really, I don't want to say cheap, but cheap ring. It was like one of those at the counter rings that whole bunch in a jar, but he said he would wear it, so I guess that made her think, like, he's in this as well. Good luck to them. I saw the trailer for the whole season, and it looks like they come to butting heads often, and his mom is involved in one of those butting heads as well, so. Yep. Looks like it's still a fiery situation happening between them. Yikes. Makes good for TV, not so much the relationship. And that is Mike and Natalie. Really quick. They were really quick. Unlike at the reunion or a tell-all where they spent half the time talking about them. But in this one, they were really quick. Yep. Next, Elizabeth and Andre are back. I can't roll my R's. I can't. Andre. No. Andre. No. Andre. No, I'm sorry that I don't pronounce your name correctly. But they are back. And he got a job. Kind of. He got the steps to a job. Okay? He said that he was loving stay-at-home dad life, but he wanted to get out there. And he got his real estate license. He wants to flip houses. And I was like, good on you. You know, he's like, I want to provide for my family. And I don't think that has ever been an issue with Andre. I think he just couldn't find something to go into. You know, he tried the trucking thing. He wants to be, he has an entrepreneurial spirit. He doesn't want to work for anyone. He wants to be in his own business. He has that type of mindset. He wants to work for himself. So I think real estate, flipping houses, is definitely an area where you can make your own hours, decide what you want to do. I want to do this flip. I don't want to do this flip. I want to be involved this much. I don't want to be involved this much. So I think this is the job for him. We shall see. So they threw it back. Basically, he's not talking to a lot of, or Charlie and Jen specifically, he's not cool with them. Yeah. So he just got his license, and I mean just like fresh out the womb, fresh out of school, just got his license, and he decides to tell Elizabeth's sister, I'm not sure which one it is. So sorry. He decides to tell Elizabeth's sister that he actually wants to ask her father for $100,000. Y'all, first of all, asking her father, and then the amount that he stated, I was just like, sir, what? Why are we going back to this? Why? How? Elizabeth doesn't think it's a good idea. Her sister and her brother-in-law do not think it's a good idea. Number one, this is a family business. So it's not just her father that is going to be involved in this. It's also the people that he's not currently communicating with. That's number one. Number two, that's not a small amount of money. That is a cha-ching, a check. Okay? I mean, people in the comments on Instagram was like, dang, Chuck got it like that? Like, let me go ask Chuck to pay off my student loans. Chuck, you got some money you can loan out. I mean, you've already gone to him for so much. It was, hey, we need help with the apartment. Hey, you have to pay for the wedding here and the one overseas. I mean, give Father Chuck a break. Give him a break. And my whole thing is, I literally wrote this down. Why doesn't he go work for someone to learn the ins and outs? It's one thing to have the license. It's another thing to immerse yourself in it. So he just got his license from what he's saying, and he already wants to go straight into the flipping business. Flipping is not easy. There are many aspects that go into it, and it sounds like he's not even working for a firm to kind of get his feet wet in real estate in general, in buying and selling houses. So I know I've seen the show First Time Flippers on like HGTV or DIY channel, but it's not an easy thing. Things are gonna go wrong. I was rooting for you, Andre. So Andre sits down with Father Chuck, and they kind of do a rollback clip to when, I guess before he did the trucking thing, Chuck had actually said, hey, I'll give you a job so you can learn the ins and outs of what I do. And that got heated, if you remember, and Andre was like, no, thank you. So he just out with it, asked Father Chuck for the $100,000 loan. He said it's a loan. So what would happen is he would do his first flip, get money, put that into his second flip, and then eventually he'll pay Chuck back. Chuck was like, no. Father Chuck said, absolutely not. He said what I was thinking. Father Chuck was like, just because you have your license does not mean you are experienced. You have no field experience. Are you a plumber? Are you an electrician? Are you a contractor, an engineer, whatever else, AC guy, you know? I mean, you can do a basic flip these days. You can go into a house, tear up the floor, put wood floors down, build a semi-nice kitchen and keep it moving. However, that's not what most people are doing. Most people are going in, they're tearing out floors, the kitchen, making bedrooms larger, they are expanding floors, they are, what else do they do? I don't know, what else, what other complicated things goes into a flip? You know what I'm saying? Making it open concept. It's not a small feat anymore. And for you to just think that you can go in there and with 100,000 and just whatever, no. Chuck was not having it. Chuck actually offered it again to him. He said, come work for me, learn the ins and outs, and then we can reassess it down the road. And Andre agreed. Chuck also said, though, that he was going to have to sit down with the family and let them know exactly what's going on. Because, like I said before, it's a family business. I believe all the kids are involved, and right now Andre is not vibing with all the kids. So obviously you need to let them know what's going on. At the end of the day, Chuck said it was his decision, but he did need to let people know what's going on. So yeah, Andre is bold, is a way to put it. He's very bold. So good luck to him. Should be interesting how that goes. Do you think he's gonna get his 100K? What do you think? Let me know down below. Okay, that's it for Elizabeth and Andre. Andre. No, Andre. I'm sorry. So, next up we have Brandon and Julia. They are back, y'all. So, Brandon got a new job. Less hours, more pay. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, I thought I said that backwards. Less hours, more pay. So to celebrate, because sometimes if you're fortunate, you can leave one job, take a couple weeks off, go to the next job. And that's what Brandon did. It seems like he left his one job, he has some days off, and then he's going to go start at his new job. So they decided to go to Vegas, and Father Ron and Betty, I don't know if they didn't know that they were going to Vegas or they just didn't realize the time, but they were on the farm kind of, you know, tending to whatever they tend to on their farm. And they were like, oh, y'all gonna come and help us? And Brandon's like, no, we gotta go. And Father Ron and Betty were like, Brandon's a little bit whipped when it comes to Julia. Like, whatever she says goes. Betty was trying to have him not say that, but he said it. I don't know if I think he's just considering his wife's feelings. You know, the biggest thing that they harped about was the fact that, especially Julia, is the fact that they're still on the farm. They're still living there. I think the way she expressed it is that he keeps moving the goalpost of goals. Goalpost of goals. Come on, H.E.A. And what I mean by that is, it seems like he's like, oh, we're going to live on the farm for this amount of time, and then it's this amount of time, and then, oh, got a new job, so then it's this amount of time. Like, he keeps moving the goalposts, and she seems to be getting very frustrated about that, which you would. Yeah. And so they went to Vegas, and even in the confessional, Father Ron and Betty were like, make sure you come back. And even Brandon was like, hopefully she doesn't fall in love. And Julia fell in love. I mean, I've never been to Vegas. I would love to go to Vegas. It seems like a fun place to be. And She fell in love. I mean, touching down in the airport, driving to the hotel, she fell in love. I mean, why wouldn't you? It's glitz and glamour, you know? And they weren't even there for a day. It was like they landed in the day, and in that evening, they went around and sat down to have some drinks, and she's like, I want to move to Vegas. And Brandon kind of tricked her and was like, well, what would you say if we're going to go look at a house? And she got real excited, like, oh my goodness, we're going to go look at the house. And then he took it away from her and was like, no, that's not happening. Brandon, you shouldn't have done that. I'm going to say what I say about Garrick. Read a room, buddy, read a room. So he said what I said. She's attracted to the lights, the glitz, the glamour. However, it seems like from the beginning, she has always wanted to move to a big city. I mean, maybe if they move to, because they live in Virginia Beach? Where are some other places? Alexandria? No. I don't know, like up in Roanoke? I think would probably be Virginia Beach. Norfolk? I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't think that the country life is for her, so she needs a city life. And so she's very, you know, attracted to Vegas, but he kind of made it, he was like, this is just a dream. You know, this can't be every day. Every day you can't be on the strip, you know, going every which place. That's not really a place to live. That's not real life, is what he kept saying. And he just said that they have to be financially responsible. Vegas is not, I don't want to say as cheap, but Vegas is not as affordable as it was, I don't think. I think they're starting to realize that it is a very much a destination spot. And I'm only basing this off of flipping shows for Vegas. You know, when they flip houses, like the house prices are not cheap anymore. And I'm not saying that it was cheap in general, but the house price ranges are, you know, being raised. So, yeah, Vegas is starting to get expensive. I mean, is it? I don't know. Let me know down below what's the affordability of Vegas? Let me know down below. But Julia then says in a confessional that if Brandon doesn't step it up, when she gets her green card and she's able to work, she said that she would move alone. That doesn't sound very good. It kind of makes it seem like she came there for the wrong reasons. Yeah, that's not poor Brandon. But do you agree with her sentiment that he's kind of been, I don't want to say promising, but relaying this kind of dream to her, or this idea of a dream of living in a certain place, and he's not delivering? So is it her fault for holding him accountable, or is it his fault for not, you know, relaying reality? Is he hyping up a world that he doesn't have? I mean, who's in the wrong here, you know? Let me know down below. Okay, last couple is Avarelle and Kalani. We haven't seen them in a minute. And you know what I'm talking about? Tammy, you know, she was ready. Tammy was ready. So where we see them is that they are still together. They are still together. They are fighting. They are working for this marriage. And Kalani believes the way to save the marriage is to buy a house. not sure how that flows together. I'm not sure how that makes sense. I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. His whole thing is we're living in a house with your parents and their opinions are contributing to our marriage. So he wants to move out, get their own place. That way they can establish their own opinions, their own rules, their own boundaries. I get it. But why house though? Like maybe we can rent a house? Okay, like I was saying, I'm not sure how exactly that is supposed to save a marriage. And yeah, she ends up talking on the phone with her sister, and her sister mentions that she's ready to have a divorce party if and when they decide to divorce, which I don't think that that is very nice, but that is real life. Also, her sister's coming to stay with them for like a month, and her sister and Asuelu do not get along, so that should be interesting. So, that's the end. Sorry, I'm rushing. I have to get out the house. That's the end of 90 Day Fiancé, Season 6, Episode 1 of Happily Ever After. Let me know your thoughts. What are you thinking? Are you excited for this season? Not so much. What are your thoughts on the couples? Okay, thanks.